Hey everybody, how are we doing? Happy Sunday and all that. Thought I would just hop on. I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to be sitting at the computer most of the day anyway, doing some work, whether that's SEO, photo editing, and thought, why not just start a stream? Give some people a place to hang out if you're a bit of a loss of something to do this weekend, or today at least. And yeah, why not just take it easy, feeling a bit hungover, just come in, chill out, chat, learn some blog stuff, learn some photo stuff, network, just, it's just basically a blogger's chat, but just a bit more chilled, and yeah, something a bit different for once. Rather than doing all blog chats on Twitter, I thought, why not just do it on here, see how it goes. So here we are. Just going to go back into Lightroom, just going to chill out in there for a bit, and then move on to see what else we can do, see if we can get some Instagram shots out of this. If you come in for the stream yesterday, then it'd be good to see you back in here again. And you'll know yesterday we edited a couple of photos. We did the this house and this Highland cow. So I thought, yeah, why not start back off in Lightroom, do a few more edits, get some exports out of it, so we've maybe got some content for, what's it called? Oh, I'm getting some frame drops here, give me 2 seconds. Disable preview. Is that better? I think we're having some CPU issues, so I'm hoping I'm not dropping any frames anymore. Let me have a quick look at my stream and see. Honestly, technology, there's so much involved in it. When it comes to doing this sort of thing, you've got to keep an eye on, that it becomes a bit of a pain. I'm sure we'll be fine. Photos, we did this house and this Highland cow. So I thought, yeah, why not start back off in Lightroom, do a few more edits, get some exports out of it, so maybe got some content for, what's it called? I'll get some frame drops here in 2 seconds. Save a preview. Right, this is what you see. No, that becomes a bit of a pain. I'm sure we'll be fine. My camera's a little bit laggy, isn't it? Not sure why. Anyways, we'll just keep going, see what happens. So we did these photos yesterday, and thought continue on with the Inverness theme, see what we can get out of it, see if there's any Instagram shots in here that we can use over on Instagram, take through the editing process of those, and who knows, just see how the afternoon goes, see where it takes us. So I want to rescue one of these, and I think when we looked at it yesterday, there was a few that were blurred. I think these are the better ones. That one definitely not. Let's get that out. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this one. So I've already started editing this one a while back. That's what it started off as. That's it now. Not too much of a difference, really. Just a bit more sharp. Bit more sharp, that's terrible English, bit sharper than the previous one, so it's not a bad start, but we'll see if we can get it any cleaner. So I want to level it. Okay, now unfortunately I cut off tops of the chimneys in the photo, so I'm going to take those actual chimney pots out. So again, we're just going to use the spot removal, make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm dropping frames. I'm dropping frames. Where am I? I don't know. No, maybe I'm okay. We're going to just quickly run across this and see if we can get rid of those. Caught a bit there with the actual chimney stack there, which I didn't want. Oh wow, this is properly dropping now, isn't it? close Opera. See if we can rescue this a little bit. I think we might have saved it. Possibly. I'm going to change this to Lightroom fully webcammed. That's a bit better. We'll run with this for a bit and see how we got on. The average time to render frame was jumping up to like 13 seconds, which no use. So let's play with this a bit. So I've got white. Am I going to be able to get rid of these? I don't know if I will, because that's some terrible. I don't know why it's still showing some of the detail there, which I really don't want. Let's try it again. I may just have to live with that. I mean, I could take it into Photoshop and then just use the clone tool to get rid of it, but it's fine. I can live with it. So let's don't want to spot move, I want to zoom out. So go off of that. So what else can I do with this image? So we have a lot of blown out area at the top. There's no rescuing that. No matter how much I pull the whites down, I don't think it'll probably still stay. Huh? Kind of clip that, but again, there's no detail in there, so it's just a white area, which is of no use. Am I still dropping frames? Not sure. Let me know if this is really jumpy for any of you, or if you're having issues with it, and we'll see if we can get it sorted. Okay, so let's go across to some of our presets. They actually implemented these presets here in the latest update of Lightroom, so I haven't actually looked at them yet, so might as well have a try and see. So we've got some travel ones. That one's actually not bad. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. I quite like it as a black and white image, to be honest. Have a look at my presets. So we've got our landscape one. Now, yesterday, if you were watching, you would have seen this preset being used, and it just didn't really do much for anything. But in this scene, actually, kind of. It works a little bit. So the greens turn yellow, adds a bit of pink to the building. Obviously it would need some tweaks, it's still a bit blown out, but it could be used if I wanted to go along a certain line of how I wanted to edit this photo. Bright and sunny, just too blown out. I mean, I could try that and then just reduce the exposure and see how it looks. Clodden House, that was the one that we did yesterday. Doesn't really do much to this image for me. Neutral doesn't work, just pulls the colours out too much. Populicious, too cold. Sunny days, much as such the same. These are just a few other presets I have available that I can play with. So I've got this one MJ preset that I made. I'm going to pull that in here because I want it to live in my presets rather than user presets. There we go. So that one gives it a bit more of a dark feel. But you know what? I'm going to try with this autumnal landscape preset and see how we get on with that. So let's implement that, and we can see that it's overexposed. So I need to pull the exposure down a little bit. There are two ways that I can do that. I could either reduce the highlights and the whites, or just pull the exposure down. So we'll try them both and see what works. So to take that down a bit, and that reduces the exposure of the overall image. pulling a bit more detail in, so you can see we've still got blown out at the top, but it's not too bad. It's maybe not what I would want. So if we go back to how that was, which was there, and try just pulling the highlights down instead. Doesn't really give me that detail back that I was looking for, to be honest. You can pull the shadows down a little bit. Pull the black slightly. But no, you know what? I think I would push the blacks up ever so slightly, not too much. It's leveled. Still think it's a bit too warm. I mean, it's capturing a rainy day. I don't know if this lighting works, or if the bamboo here is a bit gone. Same with that rooftop over there. If you look at the originals, because of the moss on that rooftop, it's gone this colour because I wanted to manipulate how the trees looked. The trees have a bit more yellow, less green, but it just doesn't work in that situation for me too well. So what we'll do is we'll go back into calibration and we'll play with the greens, see if we can get them sitting a bit more naturally. So let's go there where we were, push some more blue back into it, see if we can ease that out a little bit now. What that does is it makes the brickwork go back to how it was, but as you can see, all the blues in the sign, the sky, the windows are being manipulated to slightly different colours. So I think I would maybe set it a bit closer to normal, so maybe about -50, something like that. What have I just done? Gone and unrated the photo, so I removed it from my work, which is annoying. Was it this one? Yeah. Let's give it its rating 5 back. Drop back into our rated images. Right, see if we can rescue this. Because to me that's still a bit too yellow. So I'm going to pop the green back in. Change the blue hue slightly, maybe a bit there. Oh, that makes that look a little bit more natural. It's not perfect. I don't know if I'm liking the way this image is going, to be honest. I kind of think I liked it more as it was. So I just put it back to the unrated again. Oh me. Rated. So there was something that was actually I was made aware of this morning in terms of Lightroom changes, and that is the enhance, which now allows you to have super resolution, which kind of doubles the size of the image and doubles the pixels, or doubles the size of the image. Don't know if it actually brings out any detail, but I think it adds a bit of contrast. So we'll give it a try and see how it looks. So for that, we just right click on the image, hit enhance, and it will do this super resolution. Now this uses your GPU to render this new image. So we'll give that a try and see. So you can see, like, without the enhancement, that's what that part would look like. With the enhancement, kind of sharpens it up. We'll try doing it a bit further down on like a sign. Let's go in here somewhere. You can see the brickwork. See how it just smooths the sharpness of the sign? So without it, it would be that, a bit more pixelated. With, just seems to make a smoother image. So I think I might actually use that. I don't want to create a stack because I want to have it as a separate image. and then hit enhance and see what it does. So we can see it's creating our enhanced DNG. We should hopefully get a second image in here somewhere. Where are we at? What's going on? Okay, so this is my original. And then this is the enhanced. And you can ever so slightly see there, it did a little flicker. And, oh wow. It's probably dropping frames now because of that. We just have a bit more detail in the image. It's maybe a bit too sharp for my liking if we were to compare the two. But I now have an image that's double the size, so if I wanted to make a canvas or whatever, I could use this for that. I don't mind how that image looks, I just don't think I've composed it very well. I think that's somewhere I need to go back to and shoot some more images. Maybe just keep trying that spot again. I don't think that's going to be one I'm using on Instagram. This image here I quite like, but I don't like how this is squint, so I'll probably level this out. I would still say that's a bit squint, but maybe it's just my eyes. But I like that image, I like that how it's edited. Let's see if we can give it a bit of a different feel. Let's go with Popalicious. And Popalicious, I make the skies a hell of a lot more blue. Just change the feel of the image a bit more. So let's try running with that. Pump the exposure up so we can see it. So this image is much warmer now compared to what it was at the start. Level it out. Oh, it's leveled. There's pink in the brickworks. The sky's blue. Yeah, I like it. I like how it's looking. Maybe add a bit more contrast. Let's see what else we can do here. Pull those shadows up slightly, 65 maybe. Let's try changing to auto. Not too pink. I quite like how daylight had it, to be honest. But I think if we go as shot, because I think the camera gets it pretty much spot on. It does have a bit of grain, which I don't mind. It kind of gives a bit of feel into this image. If I wanted to remove that, I could, just for a bit of noise reduction. So as you can see here, it's quite grainy down there. Maybe give it a, say, 15. We need to go a bit higher actually, try 35. So there we smoothed that image out. Maybe can't see it that well, but that's without, that's with. You can probably see it most on these signs, so without is that, and with. Just a bit of sharpening, a bit of noise reduction. You can see it especially over in the filling station, but it does lose a bit of detail from the actual text, which I'm not bothered about. But I'm quite happy with that image. I think it's composed well enough. Could I try and change its crop ever so slightly to a 4:5 maybe? No. I feel like you need the height. Again, no, probably not. So no, I think that's probably fine. I'm happy with how that's looking. Again, not sure I would use it on Instagram, but it's not a bad image. Just I don't think it's one that really tells much of a story. So let's keep running through and see what we've got. What's in there? Set auto and just see what it pulls up. Is that composed any better? Do not know. Let's hit this up the exposure. Now you see that actually might be a nicer shot. What if I hit the neutral and see what that does? No. Bright and sunny. Golden house. Stick MJ on it. Not really sure why I've called this MJ. I feel like this image actually has surprised me because I didn't expect it to work as well as it does. I like it. I'm a bit shooketh. Get this bird out. I quite like that. Quite like that shot. Get rid of this. What? You decided to take that as being the best section? Now, I'm not really sure why I'm getting this blur where it's just not fully capturing what I want it to remove almost, and making this strange black part. Because how is it done that? How is it not properly covering the stuff I want it to cover? It's closer, but still. It's not really doing its job. It doesn't look clean. It's annoying me. That just brought the crow back in. Yes, let's redo that one. Quite distracted by this bits of greenery up here. Let's see if I can remove that. My spot removal tool must be broken, because normally it's pretty spot on, but that's pretty bad. So let's give this photo rating a 5, move on. See what else we've got. I believe I've already edited these and I quite like them. But again, there's nothing really to tell from it. Didn't like the cafe. So I do quite like this river shot, and you can see I've edited one here previously, which I like, and I think could potentially be an Instagram shot for me. But let's try editing another one. So this one's, again, straight off the bat, we'll level it. Is that one been leveled as well? Yeah, it's leveled differently. Not sure why, this one feels better. Let's drop one of our presets on, see what it looks like. So that, I can maybe just reduce the vibrance on it. I like that, I like how that looks, I like the, I don't know, the richness of it. I also don't mind that. But let's go with the MJ one. Let's level it again. Let's increase the exposure by maybe 0.5. I like that one. I feel like that's closer to the style I would like. Now, what else would I do? What else would I do here? Saturation would have maybe bumped that ever so slightly, because it's minus 35 in my preset. So let's try minus 25. In fact, you know what? Let's put it to 0 and see what it looks like. So for me, that's just too in your face, probably with the vibrance as well. So maybe drop the vibrance to 10 and drop our saturation to minus 5. Do I like that again? Is there a slight delay on my camera? I think there may be. You know what? Let's try changing this webcam back. Just give me 2 seconds till I get this all sorted out, because it's gone all funky. that better? It's probably not framed up at all correctly. Let's have a look. Whoa, Inception. So we're still a little bit too big on the webcam front. Let's go there. Let's pull that into there. Top needs pulled in slightly. Go there, and then left. How we're looking a bit better. That's maybe a bit better, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so back to this image. I'm liking how it's looking, to be honest. I think it's very nearly a finished edit. That was just quick. Thrown on a preset. I think it's brought out the details well. It's got a nice colour to it. And yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that. So that one I will possibly use for Instagram. Now this is one I've used in Instagram before, of this cathedral in Inverness. But these presets that I've made can definitely change the mood of the image pretty quick. Don't think we need to touch that one again. Let's see what else we've got. We've got some shots of the river. Can we do anything with this? Where's our focus? Here. Let's focus on the bridge. So let's first bring the exposure up a bit so we can see it. See what we've got. +1 maybe. Then I'll bring highlights up, bring blacks up, shadows, maybe a bit there, whites. Drop the highlights, pull the blacks down a bit. Right, so I don't know much of whether I like this image or not. I feel like there could be something there, but there also couldn't, or might not be. That preset could work. What I might go for actually there is my Popalicious one. Don't know why it's called Popalicious as well. I think it's just because everything pops a bit more. But it sounds a bit weird. So let's increase exposure after adding that. You know what? I think that works. Make it like 2.25 or something. Does blow out that corner of the sky, but again I can just pull the whites back slightly. And to be honest, there's no detail in that part there that's getting lost. It's just sky, so there's no big deal with that. before and after. Yeah, I quite like that. This bird bugs me though. Go on. Makes it look like I don't like nature. I love nature, but get out of my photo. So, would I do anything more to that? Would I maybe crop this part here out? Possibly. Try 4x5. Do I like that more now? I don't know. Let's try a different crop and see what we can get. Let's try a 4x3. I feel like I should keep both parts of that bit of the bridge, but at the same time I don't like life built in it. The bridge just doesn't have enough of a start there for me. So maybe I would crop it a bit more like this. When I've used level, it's leveled it based on, I guess, the street, which makes the bridge a bit straighter, but then it throws this church spire off. Like, to me, that's not level, that's tilted this way. So let's go back to how it was. Yeah, I prefer that. Because I imagine that road isn't straight, it runs uphill. I think that feels a bit more how it should. Let's give the image a bit of texture as well. 25. As a shot. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Can I do anything about that van? Probably not. At least not in this. I think it would need to be again another Photoshop job. Just don't think that's going to take the spot. No, it's not. So for that, I would probably take it into Photoshop, use the clone stamp, and then just slowly work my way across it to remove it. Brush. But again, another image probably quite happy with. Could add a bit of mood to it by dropping the exposure slightly more. Just don't know if that darkens it too much, so it'd be between about 1.75 and 2.25 for me. Maybe go 2. 2 seems to give me a nice bit of balance there, and I like that. If I were to take this shot and the was it this one that we just did? I can't really remember. It was one of them. May have been that shot. It's got a bit of yellow in it that I don't like. I could probably put together some sort of photo sequence for it that tells a story of the place as a carousel for Instagram. And I just think creating a little photo set works better than just individual photos. So let's go back through and see what else we've got. Some other bits here, some detail shots. I think I've done that before. Again, that's another one that I've edited in the past. There's just some random shots that I've picked up through Inverness. See, now go back to that, it's too blue. This is the issue. You leave an image for a second, then go back to it and realise that it's not what you want it to be. But I think this one works, and I think that I can't remember which one I edited. I think it was the second one. I think the first one's a previous edit. So I will export those two. Quickly throw them out with my Instagram export preset. So I have certain settings that I use for Instagram exports, that includes some sharpening for it as well, so for screen sharpening. That it does the job for me, so that I don't have to worry about Instagram reducing some of the detail. What else we got here? We got that. Not much. It's like a mini Notre Dame, isn't it? Now looking back at this image, I feel like this doesn't really match how I want it to look. Let's maybe a bit closer. That one's too pink. That's, again, not the style I like to go for in a lot of my shots on Instagram. I quite prefer the moodier look. A lot of yellow in this one. So what's everybody up to today then? Chilled out one for you, one that quite busy. Stick that, export as well. But I think that's a few decent shots for Instagram that I've got there. So what shall we do now? We're going to do some SEO stuff. Chrome. Right, so let's have a think. So very soon we're going to be heading to the Western Isles for a couple of weeks. So whilst we're there, we'd hopefully like to create some more content. I mean, that's something that we've done a lot of content about over on the blog. Why is my head so strangely close? Oh, wrong one. A bit better. I'm not so in your face now. Just 2 seconds again while I sort this. We'll get it right at some point, I'm sure. Beautiful. Right, so like I mentioned, we're going to be heading to the Western Isles soon, so probably try and create some content whilst we're there. So what I'll maybe try and do is a bit of keyword research around where we're going, what we're doing, see if there's any opportunities there for us, show you a couple of the tools that I use, how I use them, how I would do some competitor research for the area. Yeah, just give you an idea of what my usual workflow is for these sort of things. So let's have a look and see. Oh, I don't want to click that. So let's type in Western Isles. So where are the Western Isles? What's classed as the Western Isles? These are your people also ask. I have this add-on for Chrome that's called Keyword Surfer, and it's giving me some suggestions based on the keyword I put in as my seed keyword. Of what other people are searching for, what could be possibilities. So here we've got Calmac, which is the ferry service that runs, or the company that runs the ferry service, Caledonian McBrain. Hebrides Island, West Ferry, Ferries Scotland, Scotland Ferry, Scotland Harris, Beaches and Harris. So things like this is the sort of thing that we're looking for. So Beaches and Harris we quite easily write about. It gets 1,300 searches a month. And that's probably a good place to start. So let's try that one. So within that we then have more suggestions based on Beaches and Harris. So things like Luscanterra Beach, which is one of the nicest beaches across there, has 8,100 searches a month. That's one that we would love to rank for. Don't know if we do, but we'll try our best. Put together a post solely on Luscanterra Beach to showcase how nice it is. We've been across a few times and visited Luscanterra Beach, and it is one of these beaches that has been rated some of the top beaches in the world, and it's incredible to see because you have Tarancy just across from Luscanterra Beach, so you're looking onto another island, and yeah, it's an experience that you have to see, I think. This might not give me any pictures of how it would look, so if we have a look at Luscanterra Beach, getting a bit distracted here just banging on about how nice these beaches are, but these beaches are incredible. Crystal clear blue waters, golden sands, mountains on the other side of it, Wild horses, there's wild white horses and stuff, yeah. They just walk up and down the beach. Just, I can't put it into words. Just if you get the chance to visit Lascaux Tower, go. So anyway, back to the subject at hand of finding out how we could write content about these things. So again, Lascaux Tower Beach is another one that we would probably try and rank for. Stick that in. And we see the sort of suggestions again at the side. They're starting to pull away a little bit, so things like Cairngorms, that's not where we're going. We are going very much to Western Isles, Stornoway, Lewis, Harris, that sort of area. And what I would now do is, now that I've got a keyword that I would want to rank for, so Lascaux Tower Beach, I would check and see who the top 10 people are in the first page of the results and see whether they're people I can compete against. So here you've got Visit Scotland, huge site, it's going to have tons of backlinks, a lot of domain authority, probably be quite hard to beat. TripAdvisor, again, well-known site, probably be quite hard to beat them, but I have done it in the past, so I probably could do it again if we write better content about the subject. Next one up, we've got Wilderness Scotland. Now that's somebody that I don't know. Is it a blog? I'm not too sure. So what I would do is I would click on that, open it in a new tab. Next one up, you've got images, so your image pack. If we can get our image appearing in there, like a great shot of Lascaux Tower, it's easy search retail space. Below that you've got Hidden Scotland, again another site that I could have a look into. Scotland-info, sounds pretty dated. I mean, that's not a very good URL, so that seems to be beach holidays and Airbnb. I don't know if that's like a travel booking site. Visit Outer Hebrides, so that's the actual tourist board for the Hebrides. Undiscovered Scotland, BBC, Beach Guide, and then you've got your related searches. So I would probably open up Undiscovered Scotland, BBC. I could beat them because this is just a post saying that it's part of the world's top 25. But if we put together a really informative post about Lascaux Tower Beach that give visitors a lot of the commonly asked questions around it, so campsites, postcode, how to get there, TripAdvisor, if we included some of those keywords and answered those commonly asked questions, we could probably write a really good informative post that helps people select how to get to Lascaux Tower. We could potentially appear in this search result here. How to get to Isle of Harris by car, doesn't answer that. How long is Lascaux Tower? If we include stuff like that, could probably be in that. So we've now opened up these tabs. What I would then do is go into each of them and see what sort of content is on that page. So here, Wilderness Scotland looks like it's a blog. Is it a blog? Maybe not. This is a blog post on a site, so Wilderness Scotland. So they're a tour guide company? Yeah. So it looks like they help people organise tours. Bit clunky. It's a site from Aviemore, Wilderness Scotland. So yeah, this is a company website, and this is just a blog about Lascaux Tower, which I reckon potentially on first glance we could outrank, I think. So what has it got here? So it's a bit more of it doesn't really give me much information about it. It's very much just a blog post that they have on their site to try and sell their services. So things like they've dropped in keywords for Hebridean trail mountain biking, Outer Hebrides road cycling trip. I don't really see this being a difficult competitor. Now, don't get me wrong, it could have some great DA, good backlinks to this post that help it rank. But for that to be ranking in third gives me hope that this could potentially be something we go for. I would dig a bit deeper into it afterwards. Next one up, we've got Hidden Scotland. So again, quite a well-known site, good Instagram, has some good information, things to do nearby. Self-references itself though, which is odd. Yeah, so it's quite a short article. Gives you a bit of information about how to get there, by bus, by car. things to see and do nearby. Doesn't actually link out to places. It just has nearby things at the bottom. But for me, I would have things like I'm not even going to try and butcher Gaelic. Lauren would kill me if I did. Shalom Visitor Centre. I'm not sure. I would link to these things. Link to a Wikipedia article about St Kilda. Give you a bit of authority. Show that you're happy to link to authoritative websites. That it's going to help you in turn. This is another article I don't feel that would be too hard to beat in terms of creating good content. This is an absolute hellish website. I mean, it's what it says. It was started in 2003 to 2021. For me, I think this site was made in 2003 using Microsoft Word, because that is terrible. It's responsive somehow, but that to me screams easy beat. So what one's that? They're 5th for Luscatera Beach. I reckon we could outrank that easily by writing an informative article about Luscatera Beach. No problem, I think we could get there. Undiscovered Scotland, again, quite a big site, but quite a small amount of detail. So what I would do next for this, now that I've figured out, okay, this seems like a term I would probably want to go for, and I think we will go for it, to be honest, because we're going to be going there. We've been to Luscatera plenty of times. We could put together some really good content about it, make it multimedia rich. So we're going to have photos, videos, embedded Instagram content. Just make it the best it can be, because I don't think that would be too hard to get into the rankings for that. This one being position 3 doesn't scare me. So what I would do next is I would download Mozbar, which you can get by just typing in Mozbar, clicking here, download Mozbar free. What this will do is it will give you information about each of these sites below the search results. Now I already have it installed as a Chrome extension, I just need to activate it. So it's got the search result here, turn it on. I will need to log in. Thankfully it's got my data already stored. So Mozbar is the same thing you would use to find out your own DA if a PR company is asking you for your DA or your information about your site. That's where you would get it usually. It's a metric made by Moz that PR seem to think it's valuable, but it doesn't directly impact the benefit your site can bring. It's just a made up metric that, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of focus on it that I don't feel needs to be. But anyways, so we now have this. I'm going to refresh this to try and get the most recent data. So here we get below this the PA, the DA, and then we can kind of get an idea of whether we're going to be able to outrank these. So here you got Visit Scotland. DA for this is 76 with a page authority of 48 with 88 inbound links. Next up, TripAdvisor. It's got a DA of 89, PA of 47 with 13 inbound links. Now, usually the higher the links, the better, but it really depends on the quality of them. Wilderness Scotland, I'm not getting any information for some reason. If I click on there, can I get the information here? Yeah. So in here we have a DA of 56, so that's probably what's carrying this site through. PA of 33 with 24 inbound links to this page. You can then click on that. It'll give me some information about that link and domains. So we have Substack, don't know what that is, Highland Experiences, Ultimate Scotland Tour, Hiking Trails. I don't know, Hebridean Way, the definitive guide to tandeming on the edge with the Nutty Tandemers Club. Oh, okay. Written by Harris Tweed, so quite relevant articles, but again, we could probably build some backlinks that would help push us up. Going back to the post again, we have Hidden Scotland, PA of 20, day of 26, with 0 links going to this page. So if we can get some good internal linking going, some good external linking, we could probably outrank the Hidden Scotland website. This one here, is this the hellish one? Yeah. DA of 40, PA of 24, again 0 links. It's just the DA that's given this one a bit of a good rank by the looks of it. Probably outrank that too. Undiscovered Scotland, DA 66, 63 links to this page. So this one's got quite a lot of internal, or quite a lot of links to it, which might make it a bit more difficult. It's got things like BBC linking to it, using it as a reference guide, life hack. Yeah, some quite good backlinks in there, but who knows? You never know. And then this bottom one, beach guide, very relevant because it's just about beaches. So that's a good site to rank. DA of 50, 32 PA, 4 internal links, or 4 inbound links to that page. So I mean, this isn't a post that would be too difficult to rank in my opinion. We just need to get across there and get it done, because there's probably plenty that can be written about that. You've got a potential of 8,100 searches a month just for that term. That doesn't include any of the relevant terms, so like beaches and Harris, add another 1,300. Harris beaches, just different variations of it. Isle of Harris Beach, beaches Isle of Harris. There are so many things you can do, and I can click through here and have a look and see what other potential keywords could be there. So they've got beaches in Harris, UK's best beaches, could potentially get in for that. Be a bit more competitive, I would say, but you never know. Island of Tarency, we could probably mention that because that's what it looks on to. Yeah, so I now have a few keywords that I would go for, stick into a tool that I use, whether that's Key Search, Ahrefs, Moz, SEMrush, whatever. You can do, in fact, I don't even know if Moz do keyword research these days. You could use a tool like Ubersuggest. It's free. It's not great, but it's free. So in here I would probably go English United Kingdom, Luscontour Beach. Let's see what it comes up with. Another thing I could do is use Answer the Public. This basically takes Google search results and gives you the most commonly asked questions about your topic. So if I say in here, Luscontour Beach, see what we get coming up here. It will give us 2 options. It'll give us visualization and it'll give us data. We want to quickly switch to the data view just because it's easier to manage. So going through here, we have a bunch of suggestions for the keyword Luscontour Beach. If I view them all, it will only give me a few. It won't give me all the data, I don't think, but it's close enough. You then have tabs at the top, so you've got suggestions, related, questions, prepositions, comparisons. It's worthwhile going through all of these just because, who knows, might be some good stuff in there. So Luscontour Beach, it says here it's got an 8,100 search volume, a cost per click of 56 pence. Usually a higher cost per click means that it generates money for people, but I didn't see any adverts on this, I don't know why that's there. Paid difficulty of 2. If it was things like Luscontour Beach accommodation, that would be a money-making keyword, so people are more likely to bid on that than just Luscontour Beach. But you never know. SEO difficulty of 62. Going down here, we've got Luscontour Beach campaign, Luscontour Beach map. Again, all these add up, and these are just keywords that we could throw in. Where is it? Can I camp on the beach? Images, Luscontour Beach Isle of Harris, Luscontour Beach Hotel, horses, painting, holidays. Facts, accommodation near it, how to get to it, what's the postcode, weather, Thankfully, with things like WordPress, you can throw in a widget that gives you the weather of the location. So if I'm doing a post on Lusconterre, I would probably put a widget in that shows the current weather in Lusconterre Beach. It's quite a good thing to have. Related terms, so where is it? Images again, so it's just taking some of those. Questions, where is it? How long is different beach? How big is it? How to get to from London? Prepositions, just takes some words and puts them beforehand. So Lusconterre Beach is the end of the sentence. And comparisons, there are no comparisons there. But it would usually be things like, I don't know, this or that, if you have a product. So Iron Brew or Coke. Those would be your best comparison type things. So we've got some keywords there. If I wanted to, I could quickly select them all, export them to CSV. You get 92 keywords if you access full keyword data for 7 days, but I think it's up to 30 you get, so whatever. It's very easy to just do that, copy paste, stick it in a spreadsheet or something. There's no point signing up for trials or whatever. But that's just one tool. And back in here we've got Lusconterre Beach for Answer the Public. So these gives questions that are commonly asked by people around the subject. So visualization gives you the who, can, why, where, which, will, what, are. So it takes these questions, puts them in. I usually just go data, breaks it all up for me so I can see how long is Lusconterre Beach, how big is it, how to get to it, how to get from Glasgow, how to get from London, how to get to Lusconterre Beach, directions, how long is Ainsdale Beach. Don't know why it gets thrown that beach in because I don't know where Ainsdale Beach is. Again, directions people are looking for. Then here you've got, is it in Scotland? For sale. I don't know if you can buy the beach, that'd be great. Lusconterre Beach, and then it gives you the alphabeticals at the bottom so you can go through and see if there are other ones here. Again, just download the ones that you want to use, do a bit more seed keyword research for that. So I could take Lusconterre Beach self-catering or Lusconterre Beach accommodation, throw that in here, see what we get. So, although this only gets 70 searches a month, we know that people here are looking to buy or rent accommodation in Lusconterre Beach or near Lusconterre Beach. As a great affiliate post, that's where you make your money. You would create a post about accommodation near Lusconterre Beach, or in your post about Lusconterre Beach, you would link to different sets of accommodation for people to go and book. You know they want to find accommodation, you know that's what they're looking for, you know they're looking for accommodation near Lusconterre Beach. Bang, affiliate links in there. Money. Easy money. If you can rank well, it's money. And that's effectively how bloggers make their money, is to create content around a certain keyword that they know people are looking for, and they solve that problem for the person. Super simple. Now, you will find competition, so things like Lusconterre Beach accommodation, you're going to have competition from things like Booking, Trivago, Hotel Breaks, whatever, hotels.com, those sort of things. The people that you're normally the affiliate for will probably rank there already. So yeah, your competition's in, but if you can get social pushing onto it, then who knows? You could make a bit of cash. So that's how I would do a bit of keyword research quickly, to get a bit of a background information. Other tools you can stick in competitor stuff. So for here, let's say I wanted to find out more keywords that this Wilderness Scotland page ranked for. I could take the URL, back to Ubersuggest, stick in the domain, search. What it'll do is it'll only take in a website overview of like the main site itself. It won't actually give me the individual page, but it'll show me the top pages by country in terms of its estimated visits. I imagine that's monthly, yeah. How many backlinks those pages have got, how many shares it's had on social channels, Facebook, Pinterest, top pages by country, so you can filter through and see which ones rank best in, say, Canada, Australia. What keywords bring the most traffic, or where the best rankings are. So, cloud inversion, Scotland Wilderness, Wilderness Scotland. Lusconterre Beach actually is one of their highest ranking posts. So if we can outdo that, that's some nice keyword traffic for us. Keywords by traffic, so they get a lot of the traffic from things like this. So North Coast 500, I'd probably sort that high to low. Again, it's saying Luscantara Beach is their highest traffic according to this tool, but I doubt it. There's probably other ones. Top pages by traffic. Excuse me. Sort by estimated visits. Cycling holidays, sea kayaking, wilderness Scotland, wilderness walking, North Coast 500, dramatic castles. So here we've already started to build up an idea of some other content we could write. So North Coast 500, walking in Scotland. It gives us a good base to go off. So let's open up the drive. Where are we? No, not file upload. New Google Docs. No, I want to go new. What am I doing? New Google Sheets. And in here we put things like our bunch of keywords, monthly searches, difficulty if that's something I wanted to actually track, but I don't feel like I should care. Should just write the content anyway because it's helpful for our visitors and we're going there anyway. And then yeah, we put in things like beach. We had 8,100. Difficulty, I can't remember what it was, like 68 or something, but that's all relevant, relative to the tool that you're using. Give it a bit of colour. Center the text. And then yeah, just start populating it. So go back to here, keyword analyzer, keyword overview, let's go to our beach, keyword ideas, view them all, export to CSV, no thanks, here's my CSV file, create a new sheet, import, there we go. But then just copy, stick that in here. I very quickly built up a stack of keywords which we could potentially go for. I would then go through all of these individually, take out the ones that are zero. And now if we could rank for all of these, I'll probably take that out, no, take that out, stick it there, and in here just do a quick formula, equals sum this to this, the potential for 9,900 searches a month if we were to rank for all of these terms at position 1. And get 100% of the clicks, but we're not going to get 100% of the clicks. We're not going to rank position 1, but there's some good volume there for us to go for, and that to me is a keyword that I would go for definite for our next trip, because that's what we're doing, where we're going. But there I've already got 27 different keywords, or 26, not counting the top one, and that's just the start. There would obviously be other keywords I would then dig into. Let's go back to here, go to the suggested searches. Luscanture. So houses, postcodes, Scarista. So a good way to get some other keywords, using these suggestions. Again, using this tool at the side, see what we've got. You can pull them straight from this. This is just Keyword Surfer, very good for a free tool. Works in Chrome. You can get extension add-ons for like Opera that allow you to run it. Firefox probably has one as well. It's exactly the same. If not, Keyword Surfer, I don't know. But yeah, it gives you good information. It's free plugin, and it's just a case of going off and creating the content. There are other tools you can use, but these are just the ones that I have at hand that are easy to explain. But anyways, it seems pretty quiet in here. So I think we may call it a day. We've gone through some good stuff here, so we've gone through some photo editing again, create a couple images, run through just a very brief glimpse into some keyword research. There's so much more that can be done, so many better tools that are out there that you can use, but hopefully this gives you a good base understanding of how to do keyword research around something that helps you rank better or allows you to create better content in your blog that ranks better, gives you more ability to be seen, and hopefully creates more opportunities for you, because that's really what we all want, isn't it? So we're going to call it a day there. Not sure when we'll be back on, but yeah, if you've been watching, cheers for popping in, cheers for watching this. If you're watching a replay, give me some feedback on Twitter. You can find that in the bit below. It's just @I'mPeterBlog. Follow us on Instagram, check out our blog, our so-called life, and yeah, we'll see you again soon. Cheers for watching.